What is going on, everybody? We are back with another review. This is CCW. I'm Nick,
I am Joe.
and we're covering Monday Night Raw for August 26th. Um,
25th. It is the
25th.
26th now, though.
Yeah, we're recording on the 26th. My bad. We're in Birmingham, UK, which means the show aired live at like 4 p.m. And
3 p.m. Yeah.
I absolutely didn't realize it till 4 p.m., so I started watching it at 4 p.m. I made it an hour in before I realized I needed my nap that I'm usually taking at that time. So I paused it, fell asleep, and then woke up at 8:30 and was like, I should have just waited, watched the thing at 8.
Yeah, you could have watched it during normalish times.
Right. So that was annoying, but
It was handy that it happened way earlier. I got to skip so much stuff because literally nothing happened for the first 20 minutes. I literally timed it on Netflix. Nothing
I
happened for the first 20 minutes.
I
Roman didn't start talking until 20 minutes in.
are you watching it using your VPN now?
I'm watching it on Netflix just with Netflix. Yeah, I haven't tried the VPN Netflix yet.
That reminds me. Do I still have my VPN on? I usually forget to turn it off.
Yeah, I gotta get better at turning mine on and off. But because it was pre-recorded, I didn't have to sit through any ads.
All right, it's off. I remembered at some point. Um, yeah, I didn't sit through any ads either. I mean, I have an ad blocker, so I don't get the ads for.
Yeah, once the show airs, I can just skip right through them.
Um, yeah, Michael Cole and Corey Graves per the norm on commentary, so I tried to mostly ignore them. Although they got pretty funny sometimes. For some reason tonight, they had some pretty entertaining banter.
Corey Graves, when he signed Big G's
Petition.
petition, and he used a fake name,
He caught it Corey Greaves.
Corey Greaves.
It's in my notes. We'll get there.
Yeah, it was nice.
So yeah, we start off with Roman Reigns music. He comes out. He soaks in the silly English chants that I'm getting tired of hearing.
It's because everybody's been over there lately. The crowds are so I do appreciate the crowd being into the show, but they take over segments and make honestly this could have been less than a 2 hour show had they just shut up a little bit.
Well, it's not even so much that, right? So them being in another country, they've got their own kinds of chants, and I don't like them.
There's
Um,
some chance, there's some chance, there's
that
some
one,
chance,
that one's
there's some chance.
that one specifically, I fucking hate. Um, but at the same time, I would rather them be loud than not loud because they are loud. I will give
Yeah.
them that. The English people,
Yeah, they're into it. Yeah, they're into it.
they love them some wrestling.
Hey, I would take those crowds over the dead ass crowds that some of these places over here are experiencing.
Like Chicago AEW crowds.
Well, that's because they've burnt Chicago to a crisp.
Accurate.
Like they would literally have to not go back to Chicago for several years for that fan base there to be excited to see them.
Yeah, that's true.
Like they are there like 8 times a year, and that is way too many.
And those are just the big events.
And I get
Um,
it. They're from Chicago. I get it. Stay the fuck from home for a while, Tony.
but he soaks in the chants, even though they kind of get weird on him because sometimes they like cheer him, sometimes they boo him. They don't know what they want from Roman.
Well, they booed Cody. Well, they booed Cody when he mentioned Cody's name, and he was even like, "Well, that was weird."
Yeah. He tells Birmingham to acknowledge him. He says that he has plans for the future, but he's not the same person he used to be. The crowd starts chanting, "You can be that person," or whatever. However they.
Yeah, they're like, "Yes, you are." The crowd
Um,
disagreed with him.
but he was like, I can be." He says that Cody predicted things, then the Vision followed up on those predictions. The crowd started chanting "Fuck you, Seth," which they were really bad about muting pretty quickly. Um,
Yeah.
he said he no longer has a bloodline. They took the wise man, they took the titles, they took everything, so they had to find something new to take from him. He was about to bring up his shoes.
They took his sneakers.
Uh,
It's literally my notes.
Paul Heyman and my tribal thief, owner of the Shula Fala. I threw my deuces in the sky. Um, 2 years or 5 years ago this week, Brock Lesnar's advocate became Reigns' wise man. The crowd started chanting, "Shut the fuck up." He says,
Yeah, the crowd interaction drug this segment on. This segment ended up taking like 40 minutes.
yeah, it did. He says that he loved Roman 5 years ago, and he loves him now, which is why he came out to disrespect him. Not out of malice, but out of love. He needs the tough love a wise man could give Roman, but he's not enough to do it himself, or he's not man enough to do it himself, or tough enough. I think it's tough enough. Same difference.
Either way, same concept.
But Bronson Reed is. Roman calls him a dumbass, says that Heyman is going to kiss his ass because he's going to whoop Reed's ass. Reed says at Clash, it isn't about receipts, it's about respect. Reed says it's time for a history lesson, and I liked this from Reed. One of the cooler and better promo moments he's had. He said Roman's tribe in Samoa is civilized. Reed's isn't. Reed's tribe was sent packing and sent to Australia. He said Roman's tats were paid for. Mine were earned. He said that he's the Samoan that Reigns' dad and grandpa warned him about.
Reigns' response was great.
Reigns' response was great too, though. Yeah, he says, "This guy's Samoan. That means your ass belongs to me. Maybe we should start this thing over. I give you one more shot. Bring your big ol' ass down here and return my shoes. Apologize
and
to
acknowledge me.
Yeah, apologize to my people for wasting our time and acknowledge me, and don't ever send disrespect my way again." At this point, he kind of charged the ring. Roman went out, charged him. They got into a little scuffle in the aisleways.
Yeah, it was a very bad pull apart. That wasn't really a pull apart. That lasted for a bit too long.
Yeah.
But
Reed eventually tried to take his shoes again. Roman fought back.
He kicked him off.
Reed then proceeds to try to tsunami Reigns, but the security slows him down long enough for Reigns to get up and Superman punch him. Reigns then and then security gets involved. They pull him apart.
Yeah, then they finally got the pull apart.
Roman runs around the security to get back to Reed and fight a little bit more. And then they finally go to commercial break.
Yep.
Long segment. I think we just covered 40 minutes in 3.
40 minutes of the 2 hours and 36 minutes that this show was.
But yeah, it was a good segment, but the crowd really did kind of hijack it and drag it out longer.
Yeah, it was entertaining, but it was probably 10 minutes too long because of the crowd.
Backstage, Dom is talking with El Grande, and I misspelled a lot of shit here. Dear God,
El Grande Americana.
I put Dome is talking with El Grande, and Finna asked him what's this about. I was just adding the vowels on the names and shit.
Yeah, Dom said, "Don't worry about it. I'll catch up with you guys."
Mm-hmm. If you want to go ahead with the match description, it's a good match.
Well, it was a fine TV match.
Dragon Lee
versus JD McDonough. Yeah. So
I put man looks like a walking caricature when he was making his entrance. I thought it was a little person.
Thank goodness he can actually work, because man, if he couldn't work, the memes would be even fiercer than they already are.
Well, most of the match was spent with Corey Graves making fun of the dude's head too.
Well, I mean, it's catching on.
He said at one point, one of the jokes he said was, "Of course, of course,
his
JD."
Nickname, yeah.
He said, "Of course, JG's smart. His cranium's so big to fit. His cranium has to be that big to fit that brain in there." And I was like, "Dear God, Jay, like, this is it's getting rough out here for JD. It's getting rough out here." Go ahead with
so. Shenanigans at the first. The Judgment Day goes for some distractions. Finn is caught red-handed and sent to the back. Pretty quickly indeed. This allows Dragon Lee to take advantage of, it allowed him to take advantage momentarily before JD did stop him. There was an awesome Spanish Fly counter. Let's see, a sit-out power bomb where it looked like Dragon Lee split JD in half. It was rough. The referee checked on him afterwards. It was that bad. It looked like he dropped him right on his head. It's almost like he had him up for a power bomb, and like by the time he threw him down, it was almost like a pile driver. Is how high he landed on his shoulders and head.
He hit him with a power bomb, Tiger Driver 91.
Yeah, it was good. It looked pretty safe to me. So but I wasn't standing behind them when it happened. So the ref was like, "Oh shit, is this guy all right?" Um, there was another spot where there was a Tree of Woe double stomp by Dragon Lee, followed by a pin. JD got the ropes for the break. This kind of Dragon Lee was kind of dominating JD a little bit. Dom came down for an interference spot, which brought AJ out to beat that ass. Essentially, that distraction allowed Dragon Lee to win with his like reverse sliced bread like move. That he calls it something dumb.
It's the Operation Dragon.
Yeah, something dumb. It's essentially a reverse sliced bread, and he got the win, surprisingly. So, yeah, decent TV match. A lot of interference, but that's the Judgment Day.
Right.
Thankfully, AJ came down and evened it out and allowed for Dragon Lee to actually get a win for once.
Yeah, it was like I said, it was a decent match. So
it was a fine TV match. Nothing revolutionary, but it was fine. The work was good.
When I say this as somebody who missed a little bit of it because this was the match I was falling asleep on when I realized I should probably take a nap.
You should probably just take that nap.
It's humming. It's hitting quick. So yeah, and then I went ahead and watched the next couple of backstage segments, and as the next match was starting is when I took my nap. So, speaking of which, backstage, Jackie is talking to LA Knight, and he's got a match. Now, listen, I'm gonna explain everything that he said here, but this is one of the very first ever LA Knight interview moments that made me laugh, and I kind of liked what he had to say. It kind of had me laughing a little bit by the end of it. He says. He's got a match and Seth, or she was talking about how he's got a match and Seth is watching, and LA said that was last week, he said, with everything with CM Punk, with sending him through the table accidental or on purpose, even if it was an accident, he still just shrugged his shoulders and moved on. LA understands it's feast or famine this Sunday. LA says he's going to smack Braun Breaker around or back to factory settings. And then he said, "Woof, woof, dummy." And I laughed.
Yeah, I literally put "woof woof dummy" LOL.
Like, listen, I come down really hard on LA's personality and character because it's just
because he's a character of two Attitude Era wrestlers at the same time.
Yeah, and it drives me nuts. But this is one of the first times I really felt like he felt more himself than those two.
Yeah, I like LA Knight somewhat, but I do agree that he does become a character at times.
So then the next match, Penta versus Kofi, was better than I thought it was going to be. Of course, Kofi comes out with Xavier Woods and Grayson Waller. But before that, while during the entrances, Rusev gets a vignette where he basically tells Sheamus he's going to kill him.
There was a lot of those throughout the night that I skipped because it was just like treading old water.
We get a backstage segment where Finn and Dom are arguing about... Oh, I love this part too. Where Finn and... Oh, it wasn't this part, never mind. But Finn and Dom are arguing about not helping JD, and Dom tells Finn he should take AJ out since...
he's like, yeah, why don't you deal with AJ then? And Finn's like, well, maybe I will.
He's like, you're the great Finn Balor. And Balor's like, all right, I'll go talk to Pierce and I'll handle this myself. Yep. So during the match, Corey Graves at the very beginning signs a petition ringside to have the Destroyer banned from the WWE, which made me laugh. And he called himself Corey Greaves, which was amazing.
Yeah, apparently Grayson Waller was out for more than 8 hours and got 27 signatures for his petition to ban the Mexican Destroyer.
It would have been more, but it was hard. There was a language barrier.
Yeah, there was a language barrier while he's in England, where they speak English.
So it's a standard Penta match. Now that he's kind of settled into the WWE, they kind of all run similarly, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is.
It's true.
But at one point, Penta goes to run and dive over the ropes, but everyone runs down the aisle to get away from his dive.
Yeah, that led to a commercial break.
And so Penta didn't dive. He stopped. And as it was going to commercial, you could hear Xavier shouting, "Why don't you just go ahead and dive and land on the floor?"
Yeah, just kill yourself.
But it goes to commercial, but thankfully I don't get commercial breaks, so it still just continued on with the match. Um, Eventually, Penta hits the Penta driver. Kofi kicks out. I wrote down, and I'm glad I got to talk about this match. That annoyed me, and it annoyed me even more by the time this match ends. Grayson gets himself involved. He gets kicked, and his clipboard and papers go flying everywhere, which was a really fun aesthetic.
It was a nice spot. Good for him because he sold that well.
Grayson eventually comes to, does finally get enough distraction for Kingston to hit the Trouble in Paradise and get the win. And here's the thing.
Yep.
I am okay with Kingston winning. I've got no problem with Kingston winning. I don't even mind him winning with the Trouble in Paradise, but there is no way in hell you can sit here and have me believe that the Trouble in Paradise won off of the first attempt where the Penta driver didn't.
Well, I think it's because he's not using the Penta driver to win anymore. He's been using the Destroyer, and I don't know if it's because of this feud with the added BS for the petition and stuff, but
right.
The extra emphasis on the driver, or not the driver, but the Destroyer.
Right.
But yeah, normally what he was winning with when he first got there was the Penta driver, which I think is a better move overall, honestly.
I feel like the Destroyer is something you hit on people that's a little too big to do the Penta driver.
I'm not against people having two finishers.
No, me neither.
Like,
tons of people have them. I mean, there's tons of people that win with 5-6 different finishers. You know, it just depends on what the situation calls for.
Right.
I feel like the Penta driver is a more damaging move than what the Trouble in Paradise would be. So
I like it. It's impactful and it goes right into a pin, which
I would have rather him somehow got out of the Penta driver and had to take another move and then still win with the Trouble in Paradise. That's where my only issue comes with this match is the believability in one not winning and the other winning.
I can see that.
Otherwise, like I said, I've got no problem with Kofi winning. I love Kofi. Kofi's great.
Yeah. It was a fine match. It was a decent TV match that furthers this situation. And allows New Day to get a win on TV for a change.
Right. But yeah, go ahead with you can take the next.
So the next segment I have written down here is a Rhea and Io backstage segment. Io essentially thanks Rhea for the assist. Says that they need to keep their distance because Asuka about to whoop that ass. She didn't say that part, but she said Asuka and Kairi are getting a little mad about it, aren't happy. They hug. When they hug, Asuka and Kairi are shown in the back, and Asuka's pissed and storms off, which sets up something later on.
Yeah. All right, I got a lot to bitch about here.
I bet you do.
First and foremost,
it wasn't that bad though. It was a pretty good segment.
No,
all things considering.
Not for that. I'm about to read into the next couple segments. So we get a commercial interview where Saxon is with Roxanne and Rodriguez, and Perez says that she's a prodigy and she did something Rhea could never do, and that was pin Io in the middle of the ring. And after she wins tonight, they will go get their titles back. Rodriguez says the Judgment Day are fine because Saxon keeps trying to drag drama out of the closet. I don't have a problem with that segment. It's a commercial interview. It is what it is. All right, so here we go. Backstage, Adam Pearce tells Stephanie Vaquer that, yes, she is the number one contender, but with the title vacancy, he doesn't have an opponent for her yet, so she won't get her match at Paris. He says he needs a week, and he will tell her when and where her opponent will be. I said I fucking hate this, and now I'm going to read the next segment, and then I will rant. In-ring segment, which is directly after this, Becky Lynch comes out. She starts talking shit, and Nikki basically says she's a bitch. Nikki came out. I'm sorry, I skipped that whole thing. I basically just said like she teleported to the ring.
Yeah, Becky came out, ran down the UK crowd, which brought out Nikki.
Yeah. Nikki basically calls her a bitch, says if she wants to prove otherwise, she should give Nikki... I was misspelling a lot typing all this up. She should give Nikki a title shot. Becky says she isn't giving away titles, and that's all willy nilly. Becky,
Literally, she said that.
Becky said she doesn't care. Brie was better, and she never wanted to respect Nikki. She wanted to replace her. Nikki
Yeah,
said,
she says Nikki's a trailblazer, but calls her the lesser of the twins.
Nikki said she was in Charlotte's shadow, and Becky says Sports Illustrated says she's the best women's wrestler ever because that's her shtick right now. Nikki didn't care.
Lots of people were saying it. Sports Illustrated said it.
She said it's the people that made Becky relevant. Becky has become desperate, and so many people have said that, which made her sound kind of desperate, if I'm being honest. But the crowd started chanting Becky's desperate. Becky then says 800 years of oppressing the Irish wasn't good enough for them. Huh?
Yeah, that was a funny spot. The C word spot that came after this was funny too.
Becky says she has balls for some reason.
Yeah, because Nikki said did the man lose her balls? She's like, I got balls. She just kept repeating, I got balls.
Nikki said that Becky is cheap, a cheat, and another C word. And Becky looks at her all strange, and then she says a coward, and she says, oh, I thought the other C word would have been better than this.
She's like, that's worse than the C word I thought you were going to say.
Becky at that point goes ahead and gives her the match at Clash. Becky said that the only good thing about Birmingham died a month ago, and Ozzy had the good sense to move to LA. She's like,
it's a real city.
She was like, if I would have lived in Birmingham, I'd want to die too, which is wild, by the way.
Yeah, they just let her say it too. Certain people get away with that shit.
Nikki takes the title just off of Becky's shoulder
and holds it up right in front of her face.
Becky then Becky goes to attack her. They tussle around for a second, but no one really gets an edge otherwise. Becky gets out of dodge. Nikki takes the title and tosses it down to her. They actually made Nikki look a little bit stronger than Becky in this.
They needed to, though.
No, the fuck they didn't. So I hated this whole thing.
For promotion of the match, they needed to, because honestly, who cares about this?
Well, and this is where all of my bitching is going to come from. All right, listen up.
Yeah, but maybe this little bit of Nikki showing some life.
No, that's fine. I'm not worried about that. No, my bitching is on a whole different level. It's not about this specific promo. It's what this promo changed.
Okay, take her away then.
With this whole show, they back to back stripped us of a match that people were really excited to see, to backfill it with shit that no one cares about.
I don't think they necessarily backfilled it. I think this match was going to be at Paris anyways. But I understand your frustration because now you don't get to see Valkyrie versus anybody.
I would have rather had Valkyrie versus Io, Valkyrie versus Rhea, whoever they wanted to throw her up against. And it's not because I don't like Becky. Becky is my favorite women's wrestler, period, of all time. Of all time. Even if I'm not the biggest fan of what she's doing right now, that doesn't change how I feel about her as my favorite of all time.
I like pre-child Becky.
However...
Child Becky's been weird to me.
However, I don't want to see Nikki.
I don't disagree. And that Divas era is long gone and should be forgotten because it was rough. Dredging these bitches up from the past does nobody any good. The only one who could work the entire time was Trish Stratus.
Yeah, I don't mind Trish coming back and doing things. Trish is great.
But Trish was kind of even before the Divas era. She was kind of the generation before that. But the Divas era, the Michelle McCools, the Nikki Bellas, that was a dark age for women's wrestling.
Yeah, it was. To be
fair, a bunch of uncoordinated fitness models. What was?
The Attitude Era was too, but that's for a whole different reason.
Yeah, but the two chicks, women, I'll say women, that could work during that era, well, there was a lot of them, but they just did not get the time. They were literally there to just be looked at.
And the problem is, if you were good at wrestling,
precarious clothing and what have you, they were eye candy.
If you were good at wrestling back then and you wanted to wrestle, you went to TNA.
Yeah, because you didn't get that kind of time or effort in WWE at that time. It's like, well, we're gonna put you in a fucking pudding match in a inflatable pool and your bra and panties because Vince McMahon was a 10-year-old boy or had the uh, personality of a 10-year-old boy, anyways.
Um, but yeah, that was my bitching. I'm so frustrated. I don't care about Nikki. I don't, and I care about her so little that I don't care about this match at all.
Well, nothing's gonna happen. I mean, Nikki's not going over.
They might. They love that woman for
No,
some reason.
no.
She paved the way. I don't know how.
She's a trailblazer.
Because I'll tell you what, she was never a draw for me. I never watched because Nikki was going to be on my TV. That's for goddamn sure.
Like AJ Lee said, talent's not sexually transmittable.
Now, and like I said, they did need to do something to make her look strong because I'll tell you what, Becky killed her.
And they did. They succeeded. Nikki looked on par in this segment.
Becky killed her with that fucking John Cena thing last time. She had to do something.
Oh, yeah, the whole crowd was like, "Ooh!"
But yeah, go ahead. You can talk about the Punk section and then the match after.
And the match after. Oh, you are so generous, sir.
That's right. Hey, look, I'm trying to make it more even so that I'm not just running everything.
No, you're fine. I do not mind to talk. CM Punk is backstage being interviewed by Jackie Redmond. Tries to explain his position from last week. I put, honestly, who cares at this point? He calls LA Knight an idiot. Kind of just reiterates everyone's for themselves this week. And I put, well, duh, Phil. Really, that was all there was to it. He just kind of explained his position. He's like, the Vision has the numbers game. I was just trying to make sure everybody made it to the show. And it's like, who cares, dude? Take the disadvantage as long as you make it to. Like, why are you being a nice guy now? You've literally said on the microphone you don't care about friends. You care about making money and winning championships. So this was like completely against his. He's pandery, right? Like, he's trying to play up to the crowd, but then at other times he's like, I just want to win championships. I don't care about friends. It's like, pick a personality, Phil. Like, I'm okay if you're an asshole. I like asshole Punk. Be an asshole. I don't care. You can't have it both ways.
That's all right. He got super kicked for his troubles later.
Well, yeah, and it finally made. Well, it still made the baby faces look really dumb, but we'll get there. After that brief segment where Punk justified nothing really, we got Rhea Ripley versus Roxanne Perez.
We got another vignette of Sheamus talking shit about Rusev to promote their Donnybrook match.
I fast forward those because it's literally nothing. I don't know why they're promoting it this hard. They've literally wrestled 4 fucking weeks in a row. What tread is left on the tire at this point?
Right.
But that's why I skipped that. But Rhea versus Perez. Perez tried real hard. At one point, she does do a dive, gets caught. Raquel with a distraction, and then Perez got the upper hand, did hit a dive. Perez worked over Rhea's leg pretty much the whole match. Rhea counters and gets back into it with a headbutt, then a razor's edge, and then a knee to Perez's face, almost like a shining wizard. At one point, Rhea goes to kind of baseball slide into Perez, and it ends up hitting Raquel instead. Yeah, eventually Rhea recovers, hits a riptide for the win. Post-match, the heels beat her down like you knew they would, like every other week that they do this thing. Io comes out for the save. They hug again in the ring. I can just see Asuka's face. She not happy.
I had a moment where sometimes things happen and you think about things that you shouldn't while you're watching a match.
Sure.
I had a
I
moment.
don't know where you're going with this, but sure.
I had a moment where I was really annoyed that they call her finishing move the Riptide instead of just calling it a pump handle slam.
Yeah, I mean, it is a pump handle slam. You are correct.
And again, I've never thought of it before. I'm just like, oh, she hit the Riptide. And then for some reason, watching it tonight, I was like, it's a fucking pump handle slam. Stop it.
Yeah, and it used to be different. She used to sit out, but that was a little rough on the back.
Listen,
so she stopped sitting out.
I'm surprised they don't let her do. Because she has that personality. I'm surprised they don't let her do Road Dogs humping them as she's doing it.
Yeah. Maybe that'll be the future. Maybe she'll evolve into it.
I don't think they will, because there would be tons of fucking weirdos out there that would be super turned on by it.
Well, there's tons of weirdos when it comes to her, anyways.
I mean, that's true.
If you've heard any kind of interviews with her, the amount of ick out there is frightening.
Somebody did post. They were like, "I would be afraid to see Rhea Ripley versus Toni Storm right now."
Oh, I would be all fucking for it.
Because both of them have that really weird, almost like in-ring attraction to their opponents type thing that they do.
Well, they're both. Well, I won't say Tony's over-sexualized, but Rhea on WWE TV is hella over-sexualized. Right. Last week, she ran down to the ring in a bra.
Right.
Literally a bra.
But it'd be a fun match, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, it would be. Man, the work they could get done. But yeah. WWE had their chance and they blew that.
Yeah, they did. She'd never become timeless in WWE.
No, not at all.
I did put. I'm pretty sure we'll probably get a tag match soon between Rhea and Io versus.
I can't wait for fucking Asuka to lose her shit and beat the dog piss out of Rhea, and then we get a Rhea and Asuka match.
I'm also pretty sure we're going to get an Io and Asuka match, which I'm more looking forward to personally.
I'm down for any and all of that.
Let the two crazy Japanese ladies just air it out.
We'll probably get an Io and Rhea versus the Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah, that's what I put. I said we're probably going to get a tag match soon between Io and Rhea. And, we'll get that tag match too. I'm sorry. I was saying we'll probably get Roxanne and...
Roxanne and Raquel versus
Io.
Versus Io, and yeah, more than likely. Like you said, probably like next week.
Backstage, Reed. Backstage. Okay, that's where I was at. Backstage, Reed looks fired up. Seth is laughing. Seth fires Reed up more. He then tries to fire up Braun Breaker, and Braun Breaker is just super calm. Like, Braun Breaker never gets hype about anything until he's about to kill somebody.
Seth was slapping the shit out of him.
Yeah, he was. And then we get the match of the night for me.
AJ I disagree.
I joke, by the way.
I was about to say, I was disappointed. So literally, my last notes was, considering the wrestlers involved here, this was super underwhelming.
Yeah, so
not their fault though.
AJ and Finn, they had a okay TV match, as it is.
But yeah, I've seen so much of their work that
these two should have fucking balled out. Like, this at one point should have been a match.
Well, they didn't get any time. They would have had to, like, the speed in which they would have had to have worked would have been like breakneck to get in what they could have gotten in this short amount of time.
Right.
But AJ took like 80% of this match.
Yeah, he did. But yeah, during the backstage, we get a backstage segment. Asuka comes to yell at Io. Io gets upset, and then Asuka tells her to stop talking to Rhea like she's some sort of controlling girlfriend or something.
I put Asuka not happy with Io and Rhea's relationship. I said, I hope Asuka whoops some ass. Io big sad now.
Right. Io,
and can I mention, I hate that they do these segments after the entrance for the first person. Now, I have since not started writing notes or writing in what the match is because I know they do it all the time now. So I do get the segment before the match, but it just annoys me.
Right.
That poor person has to stand in the ring for so fucking long while their
There's
entrance music is on a loop.
there's one that happens later on where both the people that are wrestling are in the ring before they do it. And you know they're also showing it up on the Titantron while the crowd's sitting there, so they have to stand there before they can even wrestle just to get some story done that not has nothing to do with them.
They could have easily just done it before the match.
Yeah.
And
But,
it annoys me for some reason.
but yeah, so then Io asks Kyrie to trust her, and Kyrie says she's sorry. I said, I need the snap to happen. I need this match.
Right.
But yeah, I put okay TV match between the two of them. Styles wins with the style clash.
Yeah, I my notes are not very large as well. I put Finn drop kicks AJ off the apron. I said that looked good. Nice backbreaker by AJ. And that was pretty much it. AJ wins with the Styles Clash.
If you want to run over the next couple of things.
All right. So Jey Uso's backstage talking to Roman. Roman's advice to Jey is, do it for yourself. Don't trust CM Punk. You the man. Yeet, yeet, yeet. After that, we got a Bailey vignette where she's still going crazy.
Hold on. We got a commercial break interview segment that was the New Day.
New Day's sneaking in there on the ad-free version, huh?
And it was Kofi celebrating his win against Penta, and the entire time he's talking about finally, being the one to topple Penta. And then all of a sudden, Grayson Waller starts tossing confetti in the air behind them out of a box as they're celebrating. And that fucking, what's his face?
Xavier?
No, the other one. Oh, yeah, Xavier, my bad. Xavier takes the mic, and he's like, we're still grieving, and you guys are cheering on Penta, and he's desecrated my sacred grieving hat. He's and yeah, he just runs the stick that they've been running, but it was during the commercial break. It was a lot of fun. All right, go ahead.
Nice. Bailey's still going crazy. I don't know where this is leading. It makes it seem like it's the hugger talking to her.
It was. So
and that's weird to me.
It was the hugger.
We're gonna get a heel hugger.
It was the hugger side trying to like brighten her mood and being like, "Oh, you're such a good person. Remember the feeling you got when you did this, and it was so great." But then there's the dark side of her that's like, "Nah, screw that." Like,
no, you used to be a double champion. You
used to be better than that.
I had my own talk show. Do you have your own talk show? And that segues into Adam Pearce talking to Lyra backstage, where Lyra is big worried about Bailey because have we heard an update? Have you reached out, Adam? Have you done anything to check on Bailey? Adam's like, I called her.
I hope she's the first one to get her wings clipped by Bailey. But keep going.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming, and yeah, I hope she big time beatdown. Adam's like, yeah, I reached out, I couldn't get a hold of her, blah 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 blah. Then Judgment Day comes up, and Dom is complaining about AJ. He's like, he's stalking me. He's doing this. He's doing that. He's like, you got to do something about this. And Adam Pearce is like, yeah, you're right. I do need to do something about this. Matter of fact, next week it's Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles. And you know what? It's for the Intercontinental title. That ought to stop him. He's like, I'm glad you're satisfied. And now that's official.
As Pierce walks away, Dom goes, "That doesn't work for me, Professor Xavier," and I laughed.
I didn't even catch that. That's a nice touch. Nice touch.
Listen, I cannot understate how much I love Dom's character.
His in-ring work just sucks.
The silly shit he does from week to week, and it's great. Once he gets in the ring,
his character work and his ability to get heat are top notch. His work rate sucks. It's gotten better.
Yeah.
but it still sucks. I
Um.
don't know if a little bit more of a physique would help because his shit just doesn't look good and tidy. I don't know. I don't know what would fix his work rate. I really don't.
I don't either. So backstage, Roman attacks Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. As Adam Pearce sends Reed off, Roman gets taken away by security. LA Knight comes out of nowhere and attacks Breaker himself and brings them to the aisleway. They get out, they brawl around the stage, and then they brawl up the ramp, and then they brawl around the ring for a little bit. Throw some people around on some tables and whatnot. Eventually, they throw them in the ring. Bell rings. So we finally got our last match of the night, the main event. Breaker eventually gets the upper hand, though, after still continuing to get his ass beat for a while.
Yeah, he did get his butt whooped for quite a while. They made LA Knight look really good in this match.
Yeah, they did. But eventually he gets thrown off the ropes and he starts to gear up. And I thought he was going to spear him then and there. Like, that's what I thought was going to happen. But he just hits a really nice clothesline. At that point, he starts to talk some mad shit. He says, "Why are you even in this ring with me? You're just a word."
Aren't we all just words?
Eventually, he says, "This guy's supposed to be world champion material." Honestly, which I thought was wild. Eventually, they get into a slap fight just for Joe.
Yeah, at least it wasn't very long, I guess.
It was longer than like the last 3 you complained about from AEW.
I noticed it. I noticed it. In my notes, I put slap fight. Yay! Is this AEW?
Breaker took his straps down, and you could hear like 3 or 4 people in the crowd catcall whistle at him, which is wild with as loud as that place was. But yeah, so as LA Knight starts to get the upper hand again, Rollins comes out and kind of distracts him. LA starts chasing him around the ring. Breaker spears him out of nowhere outside of the ring.
Yes.
LA then gets thrown back into the ring, and he spears him again inside the ring. Post match, Rollins starts beating LA Knight down. Jay comes out to even the odds, but the numbers game catches up to him as well. Punk's music eventually hits. He comes down to the ring. He shakes off Breaker because Breaker chases it, comes out to confront him. He starts to take it to Rollins, and Breaker pulls Rollins out of the ring to rescue him. At that point, the crowd starts chanting Seth's a pussy.
Yes, they did.
Punk then steps over LA Knight to help Jay up. Knight gets pissed off and stands up and starts getting in Punk's face. At that point, Knight kind of pushes Jay away, who's trying to break them up. Punk and Knight start to kind of get into it. Punk shoves Knight into Jay, at which point Jay super kicks Knight because he's frustrated. And then Punk and Jay kind of look at each other, and as Punk starts to walk away, Jay super kicks him as well. I said that's probably the coolest thing I've ever seen this man do.
Yep, and then he yeeted the Knight away.
Because he was like, fuck the both of you. And actually, that's where the show stopped for me. I don't know what you're talking about.
You didn't get a chance to see them the crowd yeet for 2 minutes before it went away? Or you just pulled it early?
Listen, I watched Seth hold up the title, and then I was like, man, this show ended. Wow.
Yeah, you missed quite a bit of yeeting, sir.
I don't feel like I missed a goddamn thing.
The only thing I have to add was I still love Braun's Frankensteiner.
Oh, it's so
and there was a really cool spot where Braun had LA Knight up in a press slam that LA Knight countered into a DDT.
So these are the stupid things I think about when they happen. While they're fighting on the ramp, LA Knight throws him into the Tron, and when he tries to pull him away from the Tron to start working on going down the aisle, Braun's leg got stuck on something, and LA Knight went down and moved it and pushed it off, and it fell over as they were walking away. And I realized it's one of the firework display things, and the only thing I could think of is please, for the love of God, don't do any post-match fireworks for anybody because someone's catching one in the face.
Right? It's sending it right into the crowd.
This isn't even an accidental that shoots up and then just curves. Like, you're aimed right at the crowd at this point.
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure H probably saw it as well, and if there were any plans, he would have.
Yeah, they watched the match on the monitor, so they knew. More than likely, if anything were to happen, they would have sent a stagehand out there to fix it before they blew anything up.
Right. But no, I just get worried, man. I was like, oh shit, that's.
Well, considering they just released fireworks into the crowd not that many weeks ago.
Yeah, at the last pay-per-view.
I'm sure it was accidental, but yeah.
But yeah, over and above all, it was a pretty decent Raw.
I liked it. I thought it was a fairly good Raw.
My two really big complaints,
it was fun to watch.
Yeah. My two really big complaints just come from inconsistencies. And
that's pro wrestling for you.
Yeah, but these are egregious. But yeah, no, I don't know. So something to talk. No, we don't need to talk about that. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. I don't have any.
That's all I got as well.
I don't have any cool news.
Nice breezy Raw.
I don't have any cool news. I don't have any fun things that I've read. People seem to think that Bayley's contract is still going to end soon, but they're repackaging her. I would bet she probably signed a new deal.
I hope not. I hope she goes and joins Sasha over in AEW.
I think she'd have a more fun run at this point.
I agree. Creatively more fulfilling.
I won't say better, but I will say more fun for her.
I will say creatively more fulfilling because they are much more in charge of their characters over there. And she's a big enough star where she can have...
She'd definitely get some titles, but it might... She wouldn't have, I don't think she'd have long runs with, the world title, but I could see her being TBS champion for a while.
I think if she does sign, she'll be the one to take the TBS title off of Monet.
That'd be dope.
I would not complain at all. That would free Monet up to win the world title. Yeah.
Yeah. Ospreay's still alive. For those of you that didn't know, he tweeted about 8 hours ago. So, even though he took a chair to the neck, he didn't die.
Well, he's about to take a scalpel to the neck, so... Dave Meltzer was reporting that with his neck injury, prognosis of potential outage is 12 to 15 months. 12 if he's really lucky, but more than likely 15 months.
Yeah, the wrestling gods hate me.
Hey, man. That should be happening.
Yeah.
Especially with the style that he works.
AEW is about to suck for about a year and a half.
Dave Meltzer did this weird thing where he compared him to Kurt Angle when Kurt Angle was dealing with his stuff, where he was like, they both just want to put on the best match they possibly can at all times, and just that type of shit catches up to you.
It does.
And I thought that was an apt comparison. Not in style that they work, but just in situation.
Right. The guy that got beat down at the thing, he's awake.
Oh, at Rikishi show, that Rampage Jackson's son hit 21 times while he was unconscious because he sucker punched him and knocked him out, and then hit him 21 additional times.
Psycho Stu is his wrestling name.
Yeah, Psycho Stu. Yeah.
His actual name is Stuart Smith.
Yeah,
it sucks too because they were talking about the reason he does wrestling is because he's an ex-retired military vet with PTSD, and he uses wrestling as an escape for him mentally.
Yeah, it's like a coping mechanism.
And for that to fucking happen, dude, that would suck.
Yeah, he's really lucky. They said at one point that he was choking on blood and teeth. He's very lucky. as is Rampage Jackson's son, because then you're looking at murder or attempted murder charges. It just a stupid situation that escalated, just completely unacceptable.
I did.
And good for WWE for pulling LFG out of that shit. And there's no place for that shit.
I didn't even notice during Dragon Lee's match tonight that he did the hidden blade.
It was Hidden Blade Light. It was.
It said somebody posted on Twitter. They said, "Bro said Osprey's dead. Now let me add this to my arsenal."
Nothing against Dragon Lee, but another wrestler I think would have done much better in AEW.
But yeah, no. I don't know. So I even tweeted earlier. I was bummed, and I'm still bummed that obviously, like, the two main reasons I enjoy AEW. Now, obviously, there's tons of reasons I enjoy AEW. But the two big main ones.
Your two top performers there.
Yeah. Are gonna be gone for a while. And it's a bummer because, again, I look forward to all of their segments, even if they're quick little just chats. Like, they're the two main people I tune in for. Obviously, I've still got Tony Storm to look forward to. I've still got the Ops.
Athena, hopefully.
I doubt it. I've still got the Ops. I've still got
Rod and Todd.
Rod and Todd. Well, especially with what they're doing now, it's entertaining. I'm sure we'll get Kingston back. Edge and Christian are back to doing their things together.
Copenhagen, man. Copenhagen.
Whatever. Copenhagen.
Copenhagen.
But yeah, they're back together doing their thing. They're going to be feuding with FTR for a little bit. We've got Brody King. I always look forward to Brody King. So like I said, there's still tons to look forward to. My two big ones are gone, and I got to figure out how to enjoy it at the same level that I was with them gone. And I don't know how.
Yeah, their main event scene is going to be a bit depleted.
Yeah. Just
but
absolute terrible.
Here's hoping they can elevate some folk.
Absolute terrible time to have both of them go out.
That's AEW, man. They've had that situation happen a lot.
I am also really glad, by the way, that they had both Swerve and Ospreay win against the Bucks, because we get the Bucks that are doing the stuff that they're doing now. But I am now further questioning why they didn't just go ahead and have them lose. Because neither of them are going to be able to really fight for the fucking world title for a year anyways.
Well, they didn't know that at the time.
Well, I'm sure
Swerve knew.
I'm sure Will.
About his meniscus anyway, since it was like 2019.
I'm sure Will knew something.
He didn't. I don't know if he knew the severity. I don't know. You don't just wake up one day and have immense neck pain like that needs that kind of surgery. So yeah, there should have been telltale signs, I'm sure.
Right. But yeah. So, but like I said, I'm still glad they did lose, because we're getting the best Bucks work I've seen probably in AEW period.
Well, since early AEW Bucks.
It's been fantastic. So I'm still glad it happened. But yeah, all right, I'm not going to ramble anymore. We went on for 53 minutes.
Nice.
We will be back Wednesday for Dynamite. And then Saturday for Collision and
Collision.
SmackDown. And then we may or may not be here Sunday for the pay-per-view. Joe here's got a concert to go to.
Yeah, I'm going to go see Falling in Reverse. We may we'll figure it out.
Yeah. If we have to, we'll record two things Monday and post them both.
So here's the thing. They're going to be in Paris, so the pay-per-view is going to be early. So I can probably watch the pay-per-view early, hit the concert, and then we can record when I get back, because the concert shouldn't be on super late.
Right. It also depends on how long the pay-per-view runs, too, though, because what time is your guys' concert?
The concert's probably not till like it's like 7 to probably like 10 to 11. So we don't record till after midnight anyways most nights.
No, but you guys are going to leave about 6, because I'm guessing it's at Ruoff.
It is at Ruoff, yes.
Okay. So yeah, it's about an hour drive. So you guys probably leave about 5:30.
Not an hour. It's like a half hour from us. It's probably like an hour for you.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. Well, hold on.
Plus, I got the internet, and I'm not worried about the undercard of that concert, so I can I can watch as I go.
I'm sure Kristen's driving, so it's like a 10-minute drive for you guys.
I hope she listens to this. She tries to kill you one time in a car.
Right. Nah.
That's like 20 years ago.
PTSD, baby. PTSD. And PCSD, post Kristen stress disorder.
Yeah, I'm not going to comment on that.
Nah. Actually, her and I talk shit about your love for punk quite often. I say that jokingly as well. I think we've talked twice since she found me back on Discord.
Yeah, she told me that she was going to look for you.
So the first time we talked, it was to joke about your love for being a shill for Phil.
Yeah, she loves to call me the shill for Phil.
And then on Forbidden Door Day, she goes, "Your co-host does not look excited." I said he doesn't like wrestling. It's okay.
Yeah, she goes, "You're making him hate wrestling." I don't think that I come across like I hate wrestling. Tell me in the comments section, people. I think I have a realistic view on whether it is good or bad, or indifferent.
I think when I jokingly compared you to your favorite wrestler of all time, it was an accurate depiction.
Bret Hart. Yes. Everything's better if I did it or he did it.
Everything's better if everyone wrestled like they did 30 years ago. That's
not true at all. There was a lot of bad stuff 30 years ago. I just miss psychology in wrestling. I think it's sped up, which isn't bad. Work rate right now is the best it's ever been. The problem I have is when it looks like it's a video game and somebody's just spamming the Y button, which is the signature finisher move. And it's just spam that button. Spam it. Don't have time to sell. No. Pick them up for another finisher.
Yeah, my ADHD loves it, though, because I'll tell you what, the slower the match, the more likely I pull out my phone and start fucking around until something starts to happen.
It's supposed to be a competition between two combatants.
True.
Now I'm not saying, like, there is a situation where where there is too much selling going on. But these people don't sell at all. If anything, they no-sell everything, and it just bugs me.
Only if they're Samoan.
I'm saying everything has to be a 1993 Bret Hart match.
Hey, listen. My favorite overselling of all time.
Shawn Michaels and Hulk Hogan?
Shawn and Hogan, baby. Great times.
Where Hogan wouldn't let him go over, so he oversold everything he did.
It was amazing.
It's not going to work for me, brother.
Absolutely amazing.
So, funny anecdote before we go, because it deals with Hogan. Kristen tells me the other day that now they're talking that there may have been medical malpractice in regards to Hogan's death. So Kristen was like, even death can't get over on Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter as well. That's pretty funny.
If it actually happened, terrible situation. But man, given his reputation and shit, all this stuff just kind of writes itself and falls right into place.
Right.
Like, not even death can get over.
But
that's all I got.
All right, guys. We will see you all Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Deuces.
Later.